Welcome back into AAC Kickoff. We're officially halfway through our day. We've heard from the first 7 head coaches, and now we continue on with the Rice Owls. The Owls bowling a season ago, finishing 6-7. Went 4-4 in the conference and tied 5th in the American and fell to Texas State in that bowl game. And we're now joined by the head coach of the Rice Owls, Mike Bloomgren, now in his 7th season. Coach, great to have you here.
Oh, thank you. It's always great to be here. I just said at the podium, you know, like this event always means it's goodbye dear football is here.
It is. With the depth and experience that you have coming back this season to this team, how excited are you about this year's group?
Tremendously excited, and for several reasons, but it is the retention. You know, only losing 2 people to the portal, the least in America, that's a big deal to us because we build so much on these guys and their love of each other, and we just talk about that connection being a difference for us. So I think that's a big deal. I think the excitement in our building is palpable right now. Like, just you walk in and there's always guys in there working. There's always guys in there, whether it's in the classroom or the weight room. I told the story yesterday at coaching school. I walked by the building on Saturday, and they're supposed to be doing supplemental Saturdays where they organize something, do something on the board. There was a full-on football practice going on in the stadium. I looked down there, I was like, yes.
Coach, it's year 7 for you at Rice. From the time that you got on campus to now, and from what the team looked like in your first season to now, what are you most proud of in how you and your staff have built this program to where back-to-back bowl games and knocking on the door of not only a winning season, another bowl, but now really competing for a conference championship?
Yeah, I'm really proud of that, Taylor. I mean, I am. I'm proud of our staff. I'm proud of the guys that have been with this program since day one. Just love everything about that. I think back to that first year, and the biggest thing we knew we had to do was we had to raise the ceiling of the talent, but we also had to raise the floor so we could practice the way we felt we needed to. And we needed to get a full roster. And not just that, but when you can raise those guys the right way and then keep them in the modern game of college football, that instantly gives you the depth we all want.
Coach, you talked about retaining people, right? Not losing people in the portal. Well, you got one in the portal in quarterback E.J. Warner, and the great thing is 6,000 yards passing, 41 touchdowns within the conference. So he knows, you know, what he's getting in the teams he's playing. So talk about that addition.
Yeah, I think he's been a really cool addition for us. Like you said, the football we could see on film. We could see how quickly he got the ball out of his hand. You don't have to talk football long with him to know that he's a football junkie and really prepares the right way. Maybe some of that's hereditary, whatever the case. We love our NFL connections right now. We love that we teach an NFL curriculum and we can get these players and coaches and brothers of people in the NFL. But in any case, like EJ's ability to come on this campus and execute our offense from a very early on place in spring ball and to continue to build has been awesome. The relationships that he's built, the fact that he's got a escape room group, a pickleball group, and a movie room group, the relationships he's building with our team are just outstanding.
Coach, I know your background, obviously, running the football, right? And you've got Dean Connors, running back, that's here with us today. How do you get back? I know last year wasn't what you wanted it to be in terms of balance and being able to run the football, especially on those critical downs. How do you get back to more of that balance and being able to utilize the back that you have in Dean Connors and the depth behind him as well in the running game?
Yeah, I think, number one, we all know Dean's special. And Dean's special whether he's dotting the I and getting the ball handed to him, lining up at receiver, or catching the ball out of the backfield. So we've got to do a great job getting him started. And the reason I think we can do that is the changes we've made at offensive line. You know, moving Brant Banks from left guard to right tackle, moving Ethan Aniawa from right tackle to left tackle, and then having some cool returners coming back in John Long and Weston Kropp. But then, bringing in Spencer Cassell from Harvard, bringing in Chad Lindbergh from the University of Georgia, and bringing in David Stickle from Florida State. We feel like we've got a chance to have the best offensive line without it even being close. And if we can do that, that's going to open up a lot of holes for Dean and Q-Jack and all those guys to really get loose.
Coach, Dean is such an interesting story. I mean, he's going to be wearing the number 0 this year for the reason he had 0 offers out of high school at the Division I level. What did you see in him, and how has he continued to develop during his time here at Rice?
Yeah, so our offense coordinator, Marcus Tuiasosoba, brought him to us the first time. You know, he's one of those kids that was kind of caught up in California not having a season in 2020. 2020 during COVID and then having a spring season. He's really wild because he played that high school spring season, then he played for a Team America, and then he played a junior college fall. He played 40-something games or something ridiculous of tackle football in 1 year. And so anyway, we got a chance to see him a lot and evaluate a lot of tape, and I saw exactly what Tui saw. I saw this kid that had a lot of tools, had some really good speed that people didn't think he had, and then to see his growth, it's just been the way he works. And I say this is the greatest compliment I could. It's like he's the fourth or the fifth McCaffrey brother. Like, he works like a McCaffrey. He and Luke have been incredibly tight. Dean actually got to go to the lake in Charlotte, North Carolina over the 4th of July and hang out with Christian and Luke, and Christian broke down Dean's film. Can you imagine having Christian McCaffrey break down your film? It's really cool stuff.
Coach, non-conference schedule, just the one and a Power 5 with Houston going to play again, and Rice obviously winning the Bayou Bucket last year. But from the years when you first got to Rice to now, where non-conference was sometimes a little too challenging, I know you talked about that, to now where does it feel like now there's a real opportunity to be in a good position once conference play hits to not only achieve a winning season, but again competing for a conference championship?
1,000%, Taylor, and I would never tell you that our schedule's easy. I don't believe that for a heartbeat. I believe this conference is too dadgum good to ever say you got an easy schedule. But I do think it's the right model to have one Power 5 on our schedule in this conference, have one FCS, and then have two like-type opponents across the nation. And that's exactly what we have this year. And it gives us a chance that we look at our schedule, we're excited about every opportunity we're going to get, every single one of those games.
Coach, we talked a lot about offense. Let's talk about defense. You got a lot of experience coming back on defense. You're returning tacklers. And it's funny, Gabe Taylor's back. He's with us. I did one of your games last year, and it was funny because I had asked Gabe, do you have another year of eligibility left? He probably doesn't remember this. And he's like, I'm not even sure. Like, a lot of these kids didn't even. Well, he did have another year of eligibility, and he's back leading you in the back end. So talk about that defense.
Yeah, I knew he had another year of eligibility. I promise you that. But, yeah, couldn't be more excited to have Gabe and play Wyatt back there at the safety positions and what they're going to be able to do. Bringing back Myron Morrison as a linebacker and a guy that's just started seemingly forever. Chris Conti's going to be back from injury. Sean Fresh is a lockdown corner, I believe. You know, a guy that's his confidence grew throughout the year.
Great returner, too.
Great returner. And Jeremy Motkins helped him so much at the corner position really grow and grow that confidence. So, yeah, I look at those faces on your screen right now. That makes me sleep pretty easy at night.
Coach, in the expanded college football playoff world that we live in now, I've talked to a couple other coaches about this, but how do you guys approach that, specifically in recruiting, where now there's a real seat at the table in this conference? 8 of the last 11 years, the winner of this conference has appeared in a New Year's Six Bowl, which now would be that 12th spot in the college football playoff. Do you address that much with your current team, but then obviously in recruiting as well?
You have to. I mean, number one, the advantage it gives us in recruiting is huge. Like, understanding the stage that the American puts you on. In our first 5 years at Rice, we had 10 games on national TV. Last year, we had 9 games on national TV in 1 year. And that's what this footprint does, but giving you access to that tournament, to the tournament we all care about at the end of the year, that's outstanding. We do talk about it as a team. We know what we have to do and the work we'll have to put in to make that our reality. But we have not really backed down from our goals, Taylor. Like, we want to go earn the right to go to our 3rd bowl game in a row. We want to compete for this conference's championship, to win the American championship. And, you know, our guys understand this. Like, if your actions and your work doesn't match your goals, they're simply dreams. But right now, we're doing everything we can to control the controllable and to basically eliminate the margins to give us our best chance to win those games.
Well, Coach, you had mentioned the McCaffrey name earlier, and you're going to have to do things without a guy like Luke McCaffrey, losing him to the NFL. In terms of just the deep threats that you expect to emerge on this team, who really caught your eye in the spring is maybe a guy you were surprised by?
Yeah, you know, Matt Sykes came in and from the University of UCLA and did some good things for us last year, but I saw the growth this spring to what we had hoped he would be. And so he and Rossi McNeil at the X are doing some really good things. Kobe Campbell is a deep threat, a chance to really hit a home run anytime he gets the ball. And the guy that has all of our kids talking about at these team-led practices is Ty Bowman from the University of Florida. Everybody talks about him as being different right now. So that's exciting. When you add him to that group, I think that's a really good group.
Coach, one other piece on as you develop through this offseason and approach camp, your quarterback room with E.J. Warner coming in, you've also got a pretty deep room at quarterback, which it wasn't always the case. Is this will there be a competition, or is this, hey, this is the guy right now, and obviously there's players behind him, quarterbacks that do have experience, but he's the one right now?
Yeah, E.J. came in here with an understanding that he would have an opportunity to earn the starting job. And as it came out of spring, he earned the starting job. He was leading in the clubhouse. Look, everything's a competition. We just believe so much in meritocracy, but he is going to take the first reps with the ones. A.J. will get opportunities. And, like Chase Jenkins has moved to receiver. Yep. But the fact that he can come back and do some Wildcat things certainly excite us as we think about this thing down the road. Can I ask you a question, Taylor?
Absolutely.
We'll put you on the spot. So you've been at a media day as a student athlete. Now you've been here on the other side of the mic. Which do you like better?
This is a little different format than the 2013 Conference USA Media Days. The American does it right.
He's wearing green, Coach. I don't know, though.
I'm trying as best to be neutral
twisted
as possible, and then I get up here and realize half this conference has green as their primary color. But no, this has been, shout out to the American Conference for doing this upright. This is these are quite the digs here.
Speaking of American, Coach, you talked about how tough of a conference it is. The second year in, able to take kind of a breath because you kind of seen all the teams and you kind of know what to expect?
Absolutely not, because we haven't played Memphis. We haven't gone to the Liberty Bowl, right? And no, not at all. And also, you really don't know how these rosters are turning over right now in the American. I feel like every day we look at Twitter and somebody else added somebody else. And so I think seeing the game tape and getting into this thing in week 4 when we get a chance to play Army and go up to West Point, some of those things will be awesome, and we'll start to understand who we are as a team and who those teams are also.
Coach, you were just at the Texas High School Coaches Convention, which for anybody that isn't aware, as big as it gets just in terms of the profession, but how different is your relationship now just in the ability to go out and recruit in year 7 and how things have changed versus, again, 7 years ago when you took over at Rice?
The Texas High School Coaches Association, there was something like 14,000 members that showed up for that event in San Antonio the last 3 days. And I couldn't tell you how thankful I am for that group. We never could have had the growth we've had as a program without their help, without them partnering with us, coming to practices, understanding what we do and why, and understanding how much we care about the kids so they feel comfortable giving us their players.
Well, Coach, we've had the opportunity to talk about Dean and Gabe, but now we're going to have the opportunity to actually hear from them. And our Brooke Kirchhoffer is standing by with the Rice Owls.
Thanks, Morgan. We've got the Rice Owls on set. Is this the best team at Rice under head coach Mike Bloomgren? Are the rumors true?
For sure. The hype is going to be real.
Yeah.
A lot of experience, a lot of transfer guys coming in. Not just transfer to come in and sit on the bench, they're going to contribute, and it's going to be fun.
Dean, how confident are you in this year's group and why?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of returning production, and Coach Bloom has done a great job of building our program. Like if you just look at our O-line, you have Brant and Ethan coming back. Those are 2 studs. We went and got Chad out of the portal. We went and got David Stickle out of the portal. And then we have, 5 other guys down the line that could all play. And that's just on the O-line standpoint. We lost Luke, but, I mean, that's not someone you just replace. He was such a star for us and such a good guy. But, it's not really about replacing people. It's about molding your offense and doing stuff. So, our receiver room is elite. That's not a group to be overlooked. There's great guys. We got Ty Bowman, Tyson. We got so many good dudes in there that can step up. Landon was a true freshman. He played last year. So, we're very deep.
And you welcome in a new quarterback, transfer quarterback E.J. Warner, who was the American Rookie of the Year last year. He was also top 5 nationally in passing yards per game. What have been your early impressions of him?
Yeah, I mean, E.J., we gained a teammate, but I definitely gained a friend. I mean, that dude has just been awesome on the field and off. I think he gets to the building first and he leaves last. I walked in there one time and I was there late and I looked in there and he was sitting there still watching film. You ask him what his favorite music is, he'll say, I don't really listen to music, I just watch film. And that just speaks on his character. He's all football and he's awesome.
Gabe, I know you got to love it facing him in practice.
He's coming out of his shell a little bit more. He's talking trash, but that guy's a glue guy. Everybody just sticks around him. Brought spike ball, darts to the facility, and it's great because it makes us stay here and build the chemistry and bond. And that guy, like Dean said, he's here from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. He's a filmaholic. He's watching film day in and day out.
Look forward to seeing him with the Rice Owls this year after transferring over from Temple. Gabe, I know you always set your personal goals high for yourself every season. What do you hope to accomplish this year? And I also want to tap into your Twitter bio. Quote, "The realists know who I am."
Yeah.
Who are you?
A dog. Everybody know I'm a dog. I'm a winner competitor at the high standard. So high standard for myself. My individual goal is Jim Thorpe. I don't care how big that goal is. I'm gonna try to go get it.
For you, Dean, you had a great season in 2023. How are you looking to build off of what you were able to accomplish last year, and could be working as a pass-catching running back have a little bit to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts off on just being a leader. You know, stepping into that role this year. I'm one of the old guys now. Whether it came fast, but I'm a senior, and I'm just trying to be a good teammate for everybody. And I think if we could end the season, and you could ask anybody on our team, who'd you look up to or who helped you the most? If a lot of guys said Dean, then I achieved my goals this year.
With being wanting to be a more pass-catching running back, with Werner coming in, how can him being on the roster also elevate your game?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I go in there and I watch film with EJ, and he's telling me, why he wants me to run this check down this way, where he wants me to line up, and those are just big things that are going to add up over the season and accumulate, and I think the more I can be on page with him and the more we're in sync, the better we can be.
All right, high expectations for the Rice Owls, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We will have Temple up next.